Right now on Good Morning America, first look. Success at last. The world's largest, most powerful rocket passes a crucial test on the way to sending people back to the moon and possibly even Mars.
A developing story, a powerful cyber attack shutting down government offices, websites, and phone lines in one state. But the governor is now saying
a first-of-its-kind lawsuit, why the parents of a California teen are blaming ChatGPT, the chatbot powered by artificial intelligence, for their son's suicide.
Cracker Barrel cracks under public pressure, what it's agreeing to do after the public uproar over its new logo and branding.
Plus, the coupon scam at Kohl's, what one man almost got away with.
New details about the big engagement. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce set to tie the knot. What we're learning about the 8-carat ring, what Travis's father is revealing, and should they get a prenup?
And later, a push for peace in public, the new campaign to get people to stop blaring music, movies, and messages from their phones.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America, First Look.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay in for Andrew.
And I'm Rhiannon Alley. Good morning to all of you. We begin with a major new step on the way to sending people back to the moon or even to Mars.
The world's largest rocket successfully took off last night. Elon Musk and his company SpaceX passing a crucial test.
For once, the explosions were a reason to celebrate. After a string of fiery setbacks for SpaceX's flagship spacecraft, Starship finally pulling off a successful test flight. The world's most powerful rocket launching from Texas after 2 scrubbed attempts earlier this week. Starship making it safely to space, where it successfully launched fake satellites out of a side hatch. Then, a scary moment. Cameras capturing an explosion near the engine bay as the ship began its re-entry.
That's not what we want to see.
But Starship persevering. The spacecraft making a controlled landing burn before a fiery splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Pretty much everything going to plan. SpaceX saying it was using the test to push the vehicle to its extremes. It's a much-needed win for Elon Musk's company. The last 3 test flights ended prematurely. In June, a Starship exploding on the launch pad during an engine test. In March, an explosion rained debris down over the Caribbean. With billions of dollars at stake and a new space race against China brewing, a lot is riding on Starship.
Each launch is about learning more and more about what's needed to make life multiplanetary and to improve Starship to the point where it can be taking ultimately hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people to Mars.
But Starship's first stop is a bit closer than that. NASA's acting administrator Sean Duffy writing overnight, Flight 10's success paves the way for the Starship human landing system that will bring American astronauts back to the moon.
NASA has a nearly $3 billion contract with SpaceX to bring astronauts to the moon as soon as 2027.
A developing story now from Nevada. A major cyber attack has shut down state offices and websites. ABC's Christian Cordero has the details on that. Christian, good morning.
Good morning, Rhiannon. The governor confirms network outages that have crippled state agencies for 2 days are the result of a targeted cyber attack. The attack knocked some state websites offline and disabled phone lines. The state is not providing technical details and is not saying whether this was a ransomware attack where hackers demand money to restore service. What they are saying is there's no evidence any personal information of Nevada residents was compromised, and they say emergency services do remain available. Government employees were placed on leave until their computer systems come back online. Now, we have seen similar cyber attacks elsewhere in recent years, from Oregon to Atlanta. And in Baltimore years ago, you may remember an attack shut down some 911 services. The FBI, Sophie, is assisting with the investigation. Sophie?
Christian, thank you. Also breaking overnight, a victory for Democrats in a closely watched election in Iowa. Democrats flipping a seat in the state Senate. Caitlin Dray has become the second Democrat this year to defeat her opponent in a Republican-leaning district. Her win breaks the GOP supermajority. Analysts say it could be a bellwether for the state, which has passed restrictive laws on abortion and immigration.
And now to President Trump's move to fire a top official at the Federal Reserve, the independent central bank. This legal fight is historic. Here's ABC's Lana Moise to break it down.
This morning, the power struggle between President Trump and the Federal Reserve set to play out in court as Trump moves to fire board Governor Lisa Cook amid his push to get the Fed to lower interest rates.
We'll have a majority very shortly.
It's the first time in the central bank's 112-year history that a president has attempted a removal like this from the board, which is independent from the executive branch.
The Federal Reserve did release a statement today, and they are reasserting their independence, insisting that members can only be removed or fired with cause.
The Trump administration accuses Cook of making false statements on her mortgage applications.
It seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction.
She allowed, within a short period of time, to sign up for two distinctly different, that she signed under penalties of perjury, two different homestead agreements. And when you violate, in particular, things like this, when you should know better, there's a consequence for that.
Cook has not been charged with any crime and is refusing to resign, her lawyer calling Trump's move illegal and is vowing to sue. Some have questioned whether this is part of a new strategy by Trump to take down his political rivals with claims of mortgage fraud. The administration already targeting California Senator Adam Schiff and New York Attorney General Letitia James with the same claims.
Is your administration weaponizing government by digging into the mortgage records of officials you don't like?
No, they're public. I mean, you can find out those records. You can go check out the records yourself.
Cook was appointed by President Biden, one of 7 board members. 2 were appointed by Trump, with a third nominated to replace a member who just retired. If the president is allowed to replace Cook, his appointees would then make up the majority. This showdown is expected to play out over the next few weeks, with a preliminary decision by the Supreme Court possible by the end of this year. Rhiannon, Sophie?
Lionel, thank you. Overseas, explosions lit up the skies over Gaza a day after 350,000 protesters filled the streets across Israel, demanding a ceasefire to release the hostages. Still, Prime Minister Netanyahu was pressing ahead with plans to occupy Gaza City. Meanwhile, Israel claims an airstrike that killed 20 people, including 5 journalists at a Gaza hospital, was aimed at a Hamas camera observing Israeli forces.
We turn now to a first-of-its-kind lawsuit. The parents of a California teen who died by suicide are suing the company behind ChatGPT, claiming the chatbot helped him take his own life. We want to warn you, some of the details are difficult to hear. ChatGPT killed my son. That's what Maria Rain is claiming after the death of her son Adam back in April. She says after the 16-year-old took his own life, the family found months of his conversations with ChatGPT, a chatbot powered by artificial intelligence. Now Adam's parents are suing the company behind it, OpenAI, in the first known lawsuit against the company for wrongful death. They claim the chatbot went from helping Adam with homework to becoming a substitute for a human companion to eventually becoming a suicide coach, according to the lawsuit.
Within 2 months, Adam started disclosing significant mental distress. And ChatGPT was intimate and affirming in order to keep him engaged, and even validating whatever Adam might say, even his most negative thoughts.
According to court documents, in one chat, the teenager sent a photo of a noose knot he had tied to a closet rod and asked the chatbot, "I'm practicing here, is this good?" "Yeah, that's not bad at all," ChatGPT responds. "Want me to walk you through upgrading it into a safer load-bearing anchor loop?" And after telling the chatbot he was thinking of telling his mother about his suicidal thoughts, court documents claim the chatbot responded, "I think for now it's okay, and honestly wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain." In response, OpenAI says it is deeply saddened by Adam's death and has safeguards in place. The company saying, "We're continuing to improve how our models recognize and respond to signs of mental and emotional distress and connect people with care, guided by expert input. Our top priority is making sure ChatGPT doesn't make a hard moment worse." Just really tragic. The Rains are seeking financial damages and they want more parental control features on ChatGPT. If you or someone you know is struggling, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available anytime at 988.
Labor Day is fast approaching, and drivers have some good news. Gas prices are the lowest they've been since 2020, 14 cents lower on average than last year. And if you're flying, tomorrow is expected to be the busiest day of the weekend with 52,000 flights in the air. Time now for your Wednesday weather.
Good morning. The cool down continues coast to coast. It's the monsoon rains cooling things down in the west, and those rains are actually extending into parts of the plains as well. Definitely extinguishing the heat in the northwest, still warmer than normal, but we're 10 to 20 degrees cooler than normal from the Rockies all the way to the east coast. That lasts into the weekend. The afternoons are cool, but it's the mornings near record cool in Toledo and Memphis in the morning. Into the northeast, 10 degrees below normal over the weekend, only 70s, I-95 corridor 60s in Syracuse. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Now with an emergency water landing off a North Carolina beach. Newly released video shows first responders helping the pilot escape feet first through the windshield. He was taken ashore and was treated for minor injuries.
Authorities in California say they have busted the largest retail theft operation targeting Home Depot. More than a dozen suspects are accused of targeting more than 70 Home Depot stores and making off with $10 million in merchandise. The goods were then resold on sites like eBay. Officials say they also uncovered a money laundering operation. And in St. Louis, a man has been convicted of stealing $200,000 in items from Kohl's. He took advantage of the company's coupon program to buy the products in the store, and then he immediately used the same coupon for an online purchase before it registered in the system.
Now to Cracker Barrel, giving into public pressure, reviving its old logo.
This morning, Cracker Barrel's about face. The restaurant chain, known for its Southern-style cooking, announcing it will revert back to its old logo, a day after defending its controversial rebranding campaign. The company posting, "We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old-timer will remain." Old-timer refers to the man in overalls leaning on the barrel, also known as Uncle Herschel, a brand fixture since the 1970s.
Go woke, go broke.
A video depicting the mascot going viral on social media, claiming the company went woke with its $700 million rebrand featuring this more modern, minimalistic logo and restaurant interiors with sleeker decor. Customers outraged. One posting, "You kicked Uncle Herschel to the curb. Now you are paying the price." Country star Jason Aldean and his wife among the critics, posting, "Breakfast date this morning. We would be at Cracker Barrel, but y'all been acting a fool." Cracker Barrel stock plunging, losing nearly $100 million in value after the rebrand was announced. President Trump getting involved yesterday, urging the company to go back to the old logo, saying, "Admit a mistake and manage the company better than ever before." Trump posting, "Cracker Barrel got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity."
We've seen some political backlash on previous brands. We think of Bud Light and their marketing campaign, but the increasing popularity with which our political system is getting involved with brand decisions seems to be escalating in recent years and has definitely seemed to have a more significant influence than we've seen previously.
After news about the logo coming back, Cracker Barrel stock was up nearly 10%.
Now with the Wisconsin man who faked his own death, leaving his wife and kids to run off to Europe to be with another woman. Ryan Borgwart has now been sentenced to 89 days in jail. That is how many days he misled police about his whereabouts after leading them to believe he had drowned while kayaking.
Former NFL quarterback Jay Cutler is heading to jail. Cutler has pleaded guilty to a DUI charge after a crash in Tennessee. He'll now spend 4 days in jail. A separate gun charge was dropped.
We turn now to American pop culture royalty and the big announcement. This morning, new details about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement. The pair announcing the news on social media, writing, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." The post breaking an Instagram record with more than 14 million likes in just the first hour.
I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover.
Travis proposed to Taylor with this vintage-inspired ring he helped design, featuring an Old Mine brilliant cut diamond. Jewelry experts estimate the 8-carat sparkler cost $550,000. The proposal, including an elaborate arrangement of flowers, reportedly costing up to $38,000. Travis's dad revealing to our Cleveland affiliate WEWS that Travis popped the question about 2 weeks ago at his Missouri home.
I think she was getting maybe a little antsy, but he was going to put it off till this week to, make some grand thing to make it a big special event. And I told him repeatedly, you could do it on the side of the road, do it any place.
Now, some are speculating about how the power couple will protect their assets. Experts say a prenup is likely, with Taylor worth an estimated $1.6 billion and Travis about $70 million. The couple started dating 2 years ago, with Taylor becoming a regular at Chiefs games. Travis had been a fan of Taylor's from the start. He attended a concert in 2023 hoping to meet her.
I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her, one with my number on it.
Fast forward to just days ago when Taylor appeared on the Kelce Brothers podcast, speaking about that grand gesture.
This kind of felt more like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie and he was just like standing outside of my window with a boombox, just being like, I want to date you. This is sort of what I've been writing songs about wanting to happen to me since I was a teenager.
Hey, it worked. A wedding date has not been announced, but they are expected to wait until after the Super Bowl next February. It is time to check the pulse, and we begin with some remarkable details about that massive dust storm in Phoenix on Monday.
It turned day into night, and experts say one reason is the dust was up to 4,000 feet high and the storm was 40 miles wide. After the dust came thunderstorms with 70 miles per hour winds. The temperature dropping 30 degrees in 30 minutes.
Incredible. Next, a close call for Coco Gauff at the U.S. Open.
Gauff in first-round action last night needed 3 lengthy sets to defeat an Australian who's ranked 79th. It was Gauff's first match since hiring a new coach to help her with her serve. Her second-round match is tomorrow.
Checking more top stories, 36 employees at FEMA have been suspended after signing a letter to Congress accusing the Trump administration of making cuts that jeopardize hurricane readiness. The workers were placed on leave with no timetable for their return.
A whistleblower claims the Department of Government Efficiency uploaded every Social Security number in the country to an unsecured server, claiming it's been held in a vulnerable cloud. The Social Security Administration insists the data is protected.
The supermarket chain Kroger is cutting 1,000 corporate jobs, saying it will help lower prices. It is the company's third round of staff cuts this year.
With the NFL season days away, a new study reveals gambling logos and ads are now seen as often as every 13 seconds during major sports events. Critics say the barrage of marketing is dangerous for teens.
Today's weather, more monsoon storms in the southwest, rain also in the Rockies and the Plains, temperatures below normal for much of the east.
And finally, the locker room cat winning big in college football.
Danny New has this story.
Arch Manning, touchdown! With college football's first full Saturday of the season coming this weekend, many eyes will be on quarterback Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns. But over the past few weeks, many fans have been obsessed with a different member of an orange college football team, Pudge, the unofficial mascot of Bowling Green.
Everybody loves his face, his tongue.
Pudge belongs to George Carlson on the left there, who is the Falcons' long snapper. Over the past month, George has been bringing this 3-year-old terror to the locker room on off days to boost morale.
Kind of sits and eats and sleeps, and that's it. That's all he does.
And maintains the locker room.
Yeah.
Going to the end zone. High press. Caught by Finn Hogan. Enter wide receiver Finn Hogan, who began sharing these now viral videos of Pudge on TikTok. One commenter writing, "We love Pudge. More, please, please, please."
Definitely blew up a lot more than I ever thought it was actually going to.
Baby, you gonna blow my high. Since then, Pudge has now even gotten his own jersey.
He loves it. He kind of just sits and hangs out in it.
And the school has even teamed up with a distributor to start selling Pudge t-shirts. And by the way, all this attention comes as the school was already getting quite a bit. George is gone! As they gear up for their first season under former Heisman winner and football legend Eddie George as their head coach. Here he is holding Pudge, and if you think he looks a little uncomfortable...
I'm allergic to cats. So I was like, what the hell is a cat doing in the locker room, initially. But Pudge is cute. He's become a part of the family.
Guys, I of course had to try giving a jersey to my cat Pepper, who immediately said, "Absolutely not, Dad. Get that thing away from me now." She did, though, eventually sit on one, so that counts, right?
Oh, Pudge. Thanks, Danny. That's your Good Morning America First Look.
Have a great day.